and welcome to a Princess Connect video where I cover why you should save your gems as much as possible, and pretty much our early experience must have some constraint. So in previous iterations of Princess Connect, there are pretty much events where it's pretty generous with the amount of gems that you are given. For example, I'm not sure if you saw it earlier, but I just got 15,000 gems to do pulls on Princess Fes, which is the current banner that I'm pulling on. Now, the thing that I wanted to take note of is that Princess Fes is pretty much a special banner that appears for either new players in JP, or it happens every 6 months or quarterly, right? So it's a 5% or double rate banner with some of the best characters in the entire game. Like, they are straight up broken and they make the entire game much easier to play, and they are hands down the best. Like, they are the best of the best and they all flow into one banner, and you can only get them on the Princess Fes banner and they are unavailable anywhere else. What I'm trying to say is, if there is a banner that somehow appears during the first 4 to 6 months that we are playing this game, known as Princess Fest, and you do not have 45,000 gems, and we'll talk about why you need 45,000 gems, then you are going to be at a loss when you cannot pity or pull the character that you need, and that's even if they add the pity system. So let's go over a few things, why you should, still save your gems, and what are the steps if you do plan to spend your gems. All right, we'll talk about that in the later half. So first things first is, in JP, they have a pity system where essentially there is a point value, right? So if you go into the gacha, and then let's go into, for example, the actual Princess Fest banner, and we're gonna go ahead and show the pity system. You can see right here that the stuff in blue are characters that I have obtained. But so this 100 number, what it's pretty much saying is that I need an extra 200 points, because you can see 300 is right there. I need 200 points to pity the characters in red. You need a lot of gems. That's what I'm trying to say. You need a freakish amount of gems in order to pull this off. If you don't have enough gems, it's going to feel really bad when you cannot technically progress in content, or you cannot use characters that are highly suggested. And note, the way the Divine Amulet shop works is you must have the character pulled in order to get their fragments. What I mean by this is, for example, this is Divine, Metal shop, or the Divine Amulet shop. Let's say I don't have Yukari, right? I don't have Yukari, therefore I cannot buy her amulets for her. So the only way to obtain her is to continue pulling on that banner until I have at least a chance to get her fragments via the Divine Amulet shop. For example, I've gotten a Yukari, and now I can pull her with my Divine Amulet fragments. By the way, you shouldn't do that. You should save those fragments, or those Divine Amulets, for those limited characters that only come once every 4 to 6 months, or maybe even yearly. Alright, here is Princess Fes, and you can see since the inception of Princess Connect that it has only appeared 10 times. Or it will appear for a brand new player just joining in JP. Let's go ahead and look at this. Right here, the emission probability of a 3-star character will increase from 2.5% to 5%. It's the best gacha to replenish your strength. So unless you have a permanent character you really want, it's recommended to draw the gacha at the pre-fest or the Princess Fest, right? So let's go ahead and talk about it. Limited characters that can only be obtained here will appear. Due to the high degree of difficulty in obtaining them, all the characters have outstanding performance. It can be very useful for highly difficult content such as Clan Battle and Luna Tower. By the way, Luna Tower is essentially a rerun event tower, so you will get to retackle events within Luna Tower, and it does appear pretty much ever so often within the months, right? So this is Princess Fest, and look at this. You get this character, I believe her name is Labytha. You get Yui in princess form, you get Princess Kokkoro, you get Princess Pecorine, and you get Nanika, who's one of, another overpowered character. And then you get Miu Miu, I think that's how you say her name, or Muimi, one of the most broken characters as well. And then Christina. Just note that pretty much every single one of these characters by themselves are revolutionary, and they are pretty much the best of the best. Yui is a top tier magic damage dealer. Labytha is a top tier support. Kokkoro is a top tier support. Pekarine is actually an okay like tank DPS thing. It was kind of weird, but she's still like S rank, by the way. These are all like triple SS on the tier. I'll show it later. And then Nenica, she's like triple SS. Miu Miu is like triple SS. And then Christina is triple SS. Like, these characters can seriously go on any team, and I'll leave the links down below. I'm not really going to do like a full breakdown on the characters, and just note that they're probably going to appear in the next 4 to 6 months. And here is going to be the tier list. You will see that they are all up here. Nenica, Labytha, Christina, Muimi, Princess Kokkoro, Princess Yui, and then of course Princess Pekarine is like down here somewhere. I think she's somewhere there. But anyways, all I want to say are these characters are highly valuable and they all are placed in one single banner. So you should definitely save for them, because you don't know when they can come back, and they are pretty much so broken that they pretty much create another tier in the tier list, alright? So that is why you should really save, is so that you can pretty much make those characters into their tip-top form at 5-star, and so that you have enough to pity them if they add the pity system. And not to mention, it also has double rates. It has double rates. There's almost no reason not to pull on a banner when it has double the amount of stuff in it. So the next thing is going to be, if you plan to actually spend your gems right now. If you plan to spend your gems right now, I'm assuming that you want to participate in Arena, and you also plan on spending gems when this game comes out, you know what I mean? Which is perfectly fine, and I totally agree with it. You should definitely enjoy the game how you want to. Just note that 45,000 gems, that is a lot of money. I don't think that's like hundreds of dollars, alright? That's all I'm trying to say. If you are playing in Arena and you can get to a certain rank, I'm pretty sure you can accumulate like around like 10,000 gems currently. And I think with the pre-registration awards, they're going to give out like 3,000 gems. So, you know, you're sitting around like 13,000 gems during launch if you save everything and you're frugal, right? What I'm trying to say is that that's like barely a quarter to pity a character. And we're not even like getting into like building multiples of those characters. Because, for example, you're not going to 5-star just one of those limited characters. You're going to 5-star multiples of those limited characters. And not to mention, those limited characters, or some characters, can even go to 6-star. You have to save your gems, please. Please, like, even as someone who plans to spend a little, you still have to save a little bit of gems unless you're planning on purchasing, like, you know, hundreds of dollars worth of gems so that you can raise a character to 5-star who is limited, alright? I just want us to be aware that this exists, and at the same time, so we don't make the mistake of being like, oh, I need to rush content in soft launch so that I can be way ahead of everyone else. You don't have enough divine amulets to pity or 5-star a limited character, you're going to be very, very, very behind. Yes, you can use the free-to-play characters, but at the same time, you already know how hard it is to farm hard shards, alright? For example, if you do a hard shard, like, you know, run, you might get 1 shard out of the 3 runs that you do. And no offense, if I get 1 shard every single day for 365 days, so that's like a year, that is like barely going to be 1 5-star character, alright? That's all I'm trying to say. The point is, you should save your gems. Don't go crazy. Don't be pulling, like, you know, as many times as possible, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. I just really want to say that, because once I saw that this happened in JP, and once I saw what was happening, I pretty much have to warn people, because the amount of pulling that people are going to be doing, the amount of things that are possibly being wasted is really scaring me, because 45,000 gems is no joke, and I don't want people thinking that it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be an easy transition into the actual launch when there is possibly no pity system currently available. All right, enough of like my long-windedness. I just want to say that be prepared for this to come, and for the most part, save your gems for limited characters. I just really want to hammer that home, because they just changed like the way the game operates. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, you enjoyed my warning, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 7,500 subs, we'll be doing a giveaway. Anyways, I will see you in the next one.